When we think of ancient creatures, our minds often conjure up images of the mighty dinosaurs. These behemoths of the prehistoric world have captured our imaginations for generations. But what if I told you there were creatures even more terrifying than the mighty dinosaurs that roamed the earth millions of years ago? These ancient beasts, with their dagger-like teeth, massive horns, and gigantic sizes, would have put even the fearsome T-Rex to shame. But it's not just the large land animals that capture our attention. There were also insects as big as a human. Can you imagine the sheer size and power of such creatures? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Unimaginable Discoveries. In this series, we'll be embarking on a journey through time to uncover some of the most awe-inspiring and terrifying creatures that have ever existed on Earth. From the depths of the ancient oceans to the skies above, we'll come face to face with the true masters of the prehistoric world. Prepare to come face to face with one of the most fearsome predators to ever roam the ancient seas, the Megalodon. This colossal prehistoric shark was an absolute titan, dwarfing even the most massive of modern-day great white sharks. The Megalodon's name literally means big tooth, and with good reason. These behemoths could grow up to 60 feet in length and weigh over 70 tons, making them one of the largest fish to have ever existed. Their sheer size was matched only by the incredible power of their jaws and teeth. Scientists suggest its bite force was the most powerful of any known animal, somewhere between 11 and 18 tons. Its massive jaws were lined with up to 46 enormous serrated teeth in the front row, with 5 more rows waiting behind. These razor-sharp knife-like teeth were perfectly evolved for tearing through the flesh and bone of its prey with terrifying ease. Whales, dolphins, and even other sharks were no match for the Megalodon's crushing power. Analysis suggests the Megalodon was likely a highly intelligent hunter, capable of disabling large whales by crushing their flippers or piercing their internal organs. These apex predators ruled the ancient oceans between 3.6 and 23 million years ago, reigning supreme over their domain. Anything that crossed their path would have been utterly dwarfed and outmatched by the Megalodon's titanic size and ferocity. Even the most fearsome dinosaurs of the time would have been hard-pressed to stand against these monsters. So the next time you gaze out at the open ocean, remember that there was a time when creatures far more terrifying than any dinosaur lurked beneath the waves. The Megalodon was the true king of the prehistoric seas, a monstrous shark that would make even the bravest of souls tremble in its presence. Moving on to our next beast, let's step back in time to an era when colossal creatures roamed the earth during the harsh grip of the Ice Age. Among these magnificent beasts were the Woolly Mammoths, towering giants that left their mark on the frozen landscapes they called home. These majestic creatures were a testament to nature's ability to adapt and thrive in even the most unforgiving conditions. Weighing between 6 to 8 tons and standing nearly 12 feet tall, woolly mammoths were truly imposing figures in the ancient world. They likely lived in herds of around 15 individuals, with the females and young staying together while the males left the herd around age 10. Their long, shaggy coat of fur up to 20 inches long provided insulation against the biting cold, allowing them to survive in the icy tundras they inhabited. One of the most striking features of the woolly mammoth was their impressive curved tusks, which could reach lengths of nearly 12 feet. These ivory giant tusks were not just for show. They were used for digging through snow to reach vegetation, fighting off rivals, and possibly for display during mating rituals. Woolly mammoths had small ears and a hump on their backs, which were adaptations to minimize heat loss. Unlike the fearsome Megalodon, woolly mammoths were herbivores, feeding primarily on grasses, shrubs, and other vegetation. While the woolly mammoth was an impressive and massive creature, it was not considered as dangerous as the Megalodon shark. As an herbivore, the mammoth did not actively hunt or prey on other animals. Their massive size and tusks may have made them appear intimidating, but in reality, they posed no threat to other creatures. While they may not have been as dangerous as the mighty Megalodon, woolly mammoths were a vital part of the ancient ecosystem, shaping the landscapes they inhabited and leaving behind a legacy that continues to captivate us to this day. Woolly mammoths went extinct around 10,000 years ago, likely due to a combination of climate change and hunting by humans. However, small populations may have survived on remote Arctic islands until as recently as 4,000 years ago. Now let's enter the ancient world of the Pleistocene epoch, where formidable predators ruled the land with deadly precision. The Pleistocene was a very long period of time, from about 2.6 million years to around 11,700 years ago. During this time, the Earth's climate went through many cycles of freezing and warming. During this time, a fearsome predator roamed the land, striking fear into the hearts of its prey, the saber-toothed tiger. Scientifically known as Smilodon, these saber-toothed tigers were no ordinary felines. These majestic beasts were larger than modern-day big cats, with some individuals reaching lengths of up to 6.6 feet from head to toe and weighing up to 660 pounds. Their sheer size and muscular build made them imposing figures in the prehistoric landscape. What truly set the saber-toothed tigers apart were their iconic weapons, their sharp, curved canine teeth that resembled long, deadly sabers. These impressive teeth, measuring up to 11 inches in length, were designed for one purpose: to deliver devastating fatal bites to their prey. Hunting tactics of the saber-toothed tigers were nothing short of strategic and lethal. They would stalk their prey with silent precision, using their keen senses to ambush unsuspecting victims. With a swift pounce, they would deliver powerful bites with their saber-like teeth, inflicting fatal wounds that incapacitated even the largest of herbivores. In the ancient world, the saber-toothed tigers were apex predators, capable of taking down massive prey such as mammoths and mastodons. Their hunting prowess and formidable weaponry made them a match for even the most dangerous dinosaurs that roamed the earth during that time. These prehistoric cats were not to be underestimated. Their combination of size, strength, and lethal weaponry made them true masters of the hunt, instilling fear and respect in all who crossed their path. Sadly, like many other megafauna species, the saber-toothed tiger went extinct towards the end of the Pleistocene around 11,000 years ago. The exact causes of their demise are still debated, but it is believed that a combination of climate change and human activity may have contributed to their downfall. While the ancient world was dominated by towering dinosaurs and massive megafauna, there were also some formidable primate species that roamed the land alongside these giants. One such creature was the early primate known as Dinopithecus, a baboon-like creature that was one of the largest primates of its time. Dinopithecus lived during a period spanning from around 500,000 to 2.5 million years ago, a time when our early human ancestors were just beginning to emerge. These primates were no small feat, weighing in at around 110 pounds, a substantial size for a primate of that era. Despite their relatively smaller stature, compared to the colossal beasts that shared their habitat, Dinopithecus was no pushover. These baboon-like creatures were well equipped to hold their own against the dangerous predators that roamed the ancient landscapes. With their powerful jaws, sharp teeth, and imposing size, Dinopithecus would have been a formidable opponent for any would-be predator. They likely used their impressive physical attributes to defend their territory and protect their troop from threats, whether it was saber-toothed cats, giant bears, or even the earliest human ancestors. Imagine the scene where a troop of these large, muscular primates banding together, their deep roars echoing through the primeval forests. Any predator that dared to encroach on their domain would have had to think twice before engaging these hardy, well-adapted creatures. While Dinopithecus may not have been the largest or most fearsome of the ancient megafauna, their sheer size, strength, and defensive capabilities made them a force to be reckoned with. These early primates were survivors, able to coexist and even thrive alongside some of the most dangerous animals of their time. Lurking in the ancient Devonian seas, some 359 million years ago, was a true terror of the deep, the mighty Dunleistus. This massive, armored predator was the apex hunter of its time, striking fear into the hearts of any creature unfortunate enough to cross its path. With a body length reaching up to 33 feet and weighing in at over 4 tons, Dunleistus was an absolute leviathan among the marine life of the Devonian period. But its sheer size was only one part of what made this prehistoric fish so formidable. Instead of teeth, Dunleistus possessed a set of razor-sharp, bony plates in its jaws that functioned like a pair of scissors. When this ancient predator opened its cavernous mouth, these bone blades would snap shut with incredible force, over 1,500 pounds per square inch of bite power, enough to effortlessly crush the shells of mollusks, the cartilage of sharks, and even the bones of other large fish. Dunleistus' specialized jaw structure allowed it to ambush and capture prey with lightning speed, opening its jaws in just 20 milliseconds. Its armored, bony head and body provided excellent protection against potential threats, while its cartilaginous skeleton made it a nimble and agile hunter in the water. Fossil evidence suggests Dunleistus was not afraid to take on other members of its own species, with bite marks found on some specimens indicating fierce intraspecific competition in battles. This was a creature that truly ruled the Devonian seas through a combination of size, strength, and deadly adaptations. In the basement of the Cleveland Museum of Natural History, the fossilized remains of these ancient leviathans stand as a testament to the wonders and terrors of life in the prehistoric oceans. Dunleistus, the armored guillotine of the Devonian, was a force to be reckoned with, a true apex predator that would have struck fear into the hearts of even the most formidable creatures of its time. How can we forget about the giant insects that ruled the Carboniferous period? These massive arthropods were truly the stuff of nightmares. Long before the age of the dinosaurs, the Earth was home to a different kind of giant insects. While today's cockroaches and scorpions may elicit a shudder or two, their prehistoric ancestors were on a whole other level of intimidation. Imagine a world over 300 million years ago, where dragonflies had wingspans of over 2.5 feet, millipedes grew to be 8 feet long, and scorpions the size of skateboards scuttled across the swampy forests. This was the reality of the Carboniferous, a time when insects reigned supreme as the dominant life forms on land. The reasons behind the gigantic size of these ancient bugs are fascinating. It all comes down to the composition of the atmosphere during that era. The oxygen levels were significantly higher, around 35% compared to today's 21% we breathe today. This oxygen-rich environment allowed the insects' unique respiratory systems, based on small tubes called tracheae, to support much larger body sizes. Without the threat of aerial predators like birds, and with ample resources to support their massive frames, these Carboniferous insects were able to grow to truly colossal proportions. Megalodon, a dragonfly-like predator, had a wingspan of over 2.5 feet, while the millipede-like Arthropleura could reach lengths of 8 feet. These giant insects were not just curiosities, they played crucial roles in the Carboniferous ecosystems, with some serving as apex predators and others as important herbivores. Sadly, the reign of the Carboniferous mega-insects was not to last. As oxygen levels declined in the subsequent Permian period, these giants were unable to survive, and they eventually went extinct, paving the way for the rise of the dinosaurs and the modern insect fauna we know today. We have made a detailed video about these giant insects of the Carboniferous era, which will appear in the I button. Make sure to watch it out to gain more information and visuals about the giant insects that lived during the Carboniferous period. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. From the colossal Megalodon to the armored Glyptodons, we've explored some of the most astounding and terrifying creatures that roamed our planet long ago. If you enjoyed and found this video helpful, subscribe to our channel for more unbelievable discoveries from the past. Our goal is to reach 10,000 likes on this video, so make sure to hit that like button and share this video with your friends. We'll meet again on another episode of the Unimaginable Discoveries. Until next time, signing off,